Welcome to Cancer Conversations at the Pub, where stories are shared, burdens are lightened, and no one fights alone. So pull up a chair, grab a drink, and join host John Yoder with thesurvivorsjourney.org, because here at this table, you are never alone.
Hey, welcome to Cancer Conversations at the Pub. And today we have Erin Demcher.
That's right.
And I am so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you for inviting
and to
me.
talk to you because you're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You're going to smile through this whole thing,
will.
and it's going to be a difficult conversation, and you're still going to smile.
I will smile, regardless of what
Because
happens.
when we first met, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And there are a few occasions when you talk about a serious subject, which is what we're going to talk about. When you walk away, you're thinking, you walk away feeling a little bit sad.
Yeah.
But I didn't.
Oh, thanks.
And so it's been great. And so you've been absolute dynamite. So I'm hoping that this infectious aura that you have projects.
I hope so.
Out. Because it hits me, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
I'm thrilled. So let's talk about cancer.
Yep.
Yeah. And I know you and I are going to keep it very positive.
Yes.
To a very serious subject.
Yes.
It's very positive, because that's the way we have to work this.
It's the only way to survive.
The only way to make this work.
Yeah.
It's the only way. Tell us about your cancer.
Yeah. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in July of 2023. I found my lump myself at the age of 33 at the time. And it was scary.
Yeah,
I'm a young female, and I shouldn't be getting breast cancer.
That's right.
So I found an amazing team at Fox Chase down in Philadelphia. And I went for a double mastectomy. I started chemo right away, got about a couple week break, went right into radiation, and then did a full year of Herceptin. So it's been a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And not something that a 35-year-old, I'm now 35, should be thinking about sometimes.
That's right. That's right. Because now it's always there, isn't it?
It doesn't go away.
It's always with you.
Yeah.
And for me, when I first had it and they put me in remission, that's great. Thank you.
That's
complete response, complete remission. That's wonderful. Mm-hmm. But every day it's there.
Yeah.
Every day it's
that
there.
little pain, that little ache.
Every day. Yeah, right. Oh, I have an itch here. Oh,
Yep.
Could be something.
What should be happening?
It could be something. Could be something.
Yeah.
But you, so you found your lump, and
Yes.
And so tell me how you felt, because you're a very positive person.
Yeah.
Tell me how you felt when they told you, Erin, it's cancer.
I was talking to someone recently. I stayed positive. I didn't cry. I was like, we got this. Like, we'll figure it out. I didn't until I had my double mastectomy, and I was in the shower, and I looked down, and I'm like, wait a minute, my entire body has changed.
Yes.
Like that was when it would hit me, but I did not cry up until that. I think I was just like, it almost is like you kind of like, I just want it done. I just want it over with.
Yep.
Like my body is just in shock.
Yeah.
So I did not cry until that spot. So it definitely has been a roller coaster of emotions. I think now the roller coaster of emotions happen even more.
Right.
Because I'm still trying to live my life. I'm still trying to work. I'm still trying to have my friends and have relationships and all of that. And
trying to run.
Yeah, I try to run sometimes.
Because we're going to talk about exercising.
Okay.
We're going to talk.
Exercising is huge. But I think that you have to stay positive, and you have to find those people that on those really, really hard days, you can just like reach out to someone. Am I allowed to curse on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
And just say, this sucks. Like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah.
And you just got to have those friends that can be there for you.
Yes. That, they're not going to be like, I didn't want the type of friends to say, listen, everything's going to be all right.
Nope. I don't want those either.
Everything's going to be all right.
Yep.
It was great. It was great to hear. That's my grandmother talking. Do you know what I mean? My grandmother's like us. I said a rosary for you. Things are okay.
Yep.
Talk to God. Everything is all right. All right. That's great.
Yep.
But it's the friends that still called me the funny names, and that we'd get together for a drink, and we still have the dirty humor. We still have all the stuff that we had before.
Yep.
Stop!
I don't want anything different.
Don't do anything different.
Nope.
For God's sake, please don't do anything.
Don't treat me differently. I'm still the same person. I still want to have a conversation with you. Tell me what book you did. Tell me what your kids did this weekend. Like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I am okay. I just have to go through this.
I'm okay. You don't want to hug you right now, but I'm okay.
Yeah.
See, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So I went out to dinner after I was done with this, done faffing about with this cancer nonsense. I went to dinner with some friends that I went to school with, back in the coal region. Yeah. And they were wonderful. They were absolutely wonderful, but they got silent.
Yeah.
You know, some of them were nurses.
Yeah.
They just didn't know. They didn't know how. And so, you know, like I cracked a joke.
Yeah.
Like I cracked a joke. I said something like I should take up smoking now because what's it going to do? Give me cancer? Big deal.
Yeah.
You know, like I have it now. What's it going to do? Give me, and I crack that joke all the time
Yeah.
and people hate it.
Yeah.
But for me, you know, I don't want, I want to be normal.
Yeah.
And I want you to want me to be normal.
Mm-hmm.
And so keep on it.
Yep.
Don't pull back.
No.
You know, if you made fun of me for this before, keep going.
I got really great food from people. I'll take food anytime.
Yeah.
Like people made me some great meals.
Yeah.
Really appreciated that.
Right.
Like that's cool.
I had Greek stuff. I didn't even know it existed. Like this olive oil and these leaves and this stuff and the olives and I was like, what is this stuff? This is great. I've never had it since. Now that we're having this conversation, I haven't had it since. Yeah. The bastards. They haven't made it for me.
They didn't reach out anymore.
Honest to God.
But no, like I think that you have to stay the same. I worked all through treatment. I would sit in the chemo chair and I'd have my computer and I'd be doing Zoom meetings because I didn't want to lose who I was.
Yeah, that's a bit obsessive. But
yeah,
I'm okay.
It probably was. It probably was. Okay. But like I didn't want to lose who I was.
Did you get? But listen, you're absolutely beautiful now. Did it? How did that? You decided to keep going. Did you slow down? Did you stop at some point? Did you say, hang on? No.
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 When I had my double mastectomy, they were like, you got to stay in bed. Like you can't be doing stuff. And I was like,
right.
I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like I feel so much better than I did pre-tumor in my body. Like I feel great. Let's do this. And my husband was like, we got to slow down.
Right.
Like we got to take it easy. Like
right.
we have drains. Like you can't do much right now.
Right.
So,
right. Yeah. I'm putting my foot down.
Yeah. I'm going to put my foot down
because you're bordering on lunacy is what's going on here.
Yeah.
And you know, and he's seen it. Like he
has,
you know, and because he was with you before, pre-cancer.
He was.
And, you know, and so I get it that you're a runner, you're fit.
Yeah.
I get that. But at some point your body dictates to you.
I call them couch days. I have couch days.
Sure.
Like I have like once a week, every couple, like I will go to bed early. I'll have my couch days. Like I just gotta like binge some good TV shows and be calm.
Yeah, no.
But I have to force myself to do that.
I think you're a bit strong. That's why I think you're a bit strong. I don't know how your husband does it. Does he put Benadryl in your tea?
No Benadryl in my tea today.
So let's talk about your support network.
Yeah.
So, because you had a pretty good support network,
I did an amazing one
through that. So let's talk about how that impacted some of that support network and what they did, what they rose to the occasion. Mm-hmm. Right? Because we talked about this.
My friends have been phenomenal.
We spoke for like a whole weekend.
We did.
You know, it just seemed like a whole weekend. Anyway, what the basis it.
And then we met people there who got to tell their story because that happens. Like I feel like wherever you go, you're going to hear their story. But I think like my friends have been my huge support system. Yes. I think they have been there for me. They haven't reached out. Like when my one friend who lives in Minersville will come and hang out with me, or I'll go down there. Like it doesn't just stop because you have cancer or increase because you have cancer. Like you still need your friends, and those are the people that are going to support you, take you to your appointments, be there on those really bad days, and just be like, let's just go do something fun. Let's go plant shopping. That's our main thing to do together.
Right.
But it's hard.
Right.
To have that support network, and you don't want to bother that person also with your struggles that you're going through, because everyone in the world has struggles.
Yes.
It's not just like, oh, you're all good, it's all happening. No, like everyone has something going on in their day.
No, it's absolutely true. And I found through mine, like they didn't want to tell me what was bothering them because they didn't
I don't want to put something else on you.
It's not as nearly a priority as you're fighting for your life, you know. But I still want to know.
I want to know what's happening.
You know, that your kid's struggling in school. I want to know that you're, you know, my niece or, you know, I want to know those things, you know, because that's normal.
It is. That's
normal. You know, walking the dog, going for a run. Those are normal. If I can't do them, I want to hear somebody else is doing them.
Yeah.
You know, so those are the things. And friends are, you know, sometimes they're better than family. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, family just pushes like the camel in the tent. Yeah. You know, family just pushes their way in, you know, because
he has to be there.
They think they're entitled to, you know, to turning up and helping you in the shower or whatever it is. Yep. Hey, hang on a minute. You know, I don't think that's the way it's going to go.
Yep.
even though I've registered nurses in my family and all that. No, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I'm not.
I can be independent.
Yeah. And I'm not in Depends yet. I'm not there yet. Leave me. Let me figure it out on my own.
Yes.
My mother's enough. My mother's enough. But let's talk about your husband.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how he adjusted to things.
Yeah.
Because survivorship is real. Survivorship's a real thing.
Yeah.
And we always thought of survivorship as just the survivor.
No.
No. Survivorship is a big boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's taken a lot of people with it. Mm-hmm. And the sails go this way, the wind blows this way, all of that is huge in people's lives. And you think you're steering that ship, and you're not.
No, absolutely.
You're not. So how did your husband deal with survivorship? Because it's impacted. He's really, really impacted.
100%.
With how you are, how you act, how you behave, the changes in you.
Yes.
All that. Tell us about how that went. So
my husband and I have been together since 2008, and then we got married in 2016. So we've been together for a pretty long time before this happened. So it rocked him just as much as it rocked me, but it rocked him. Like, it's scary seeing your wife lose her hair, sitting there having multiple surgeries, having drains come out of you. I'll tell a funny story. He's not going to like it, but he was helping me get out of the shower. I had drains on both sides after my surgery, and he was helping me get out. And I looked down and there's blood trickling down. I'm like, oh no, what just happened? He's like, I think I pulled your drain out. I'm like, oh no. So like, you have to laugh about it. Like, you're like, oh, well, guess we didn't need that one. Like, but like, that is the level of what that person that's helping you has to take care of.
Yes.
Like, they need to help you out of the shower. Like, I couldn't brush my hair. I couldn't do anything. And when I started losing my hair, he had to shave my head. Yeah. Like that, he was like, I'll just do like a 2. I was like, nope, take it down. He's like, no, let's do a 1. I was like, take it down. It's gonna come off anyway. Just take it all the way down. So he came to every doctor's appointment with me. He's been at every treatment with me. And
he's not a medical professional.
Nope, he's not a medical.
Well, he is now. He might be now.
He might be now. He knows pretty much everything chemo related. But even on the hard days when I didn't want to eat and didn't feel good, like, he made sure I had food in front of me and was making sure I was eating and staying healthy, because when you're going through treatment, like, that is one thing. You don't want food. Food is like the worst thing ever sometimes.
And
like,
none of it tastes
good. I couldn't do anything with metal, so I had to have glass or I had to have plastic forks, and he had to make sure he always brought plastic forks if we went out with me.
It didn't help me. Everything tasted like metal.
It was so bad.
It was not good.
No. So.
And I lost my hair similarly. I said, I went to the lady who normally cut my hair at the time, and she cut it down to, because my grandfather had a crew cut all his life, and we always, and I never wanted that.
Yeah.
I never wanted that, but she cut it down to the end. And at some point I was washing my hair, getting through all this, and I could see it coming out. It was on the shower wall. So I got out and I just shaved it. Yep. And I said, that's enough.
It.
I left it.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I mean, some people suggested that it didn't look so bad without hair on my top, but I wouldn't do this if I would, because I couldn't do all of it. I'd have to have the frosty look all over the place, to keep with my age.
Out a little bit.
To keep with my age,
Yeah. So I think my husband has been my rock. Like, I don't know how I would have gotten through. He's my transportation also. So I do need him to drive me back and forth. Well, we've listened to a lot of podcasts. We've listened to a lot of music, some stuff. I've taken a lot of naps in the car.
Yeah. Well, I would think. And that's, really, congratulations to him. He's a keeper.
He is a keeper.
He's a keeper.
He's not going anywhere.
Wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. And so you had friends, you had all the, so let's talk about exercise. Let's talk about exercise because you're fit.
I'm trying.
You were fit before.
I was, yes.
And you're fit now.
Yep.
Well, listen, you're comparing to me. So, but you're fit. And so you were a runner.
Yeah.
Tell me how important that is to you and why.
I think it's time to be by yourself. Like, it's just to be out in the woods. It's to have peace. It's to have quiet, to look all around you and be thankful for everything that we see. But it also, like, mentally, it gives me something to look forward to.
Right.
So, like, I can go out, and previous to being sick, I can go out and do like a 5-mile trail run, just see what's out there, explore, enjoy the peace and quiet, see some snakes along the way, you know.
Right. She said 5 miles, right? Is it? Can I get a mic check on that? She said 5 miles, right?
I have done one half, but I am supposed to do a half in September through Mid-Penn Trailblazers, so that's going to be my first half.
That's a trail run.
Yeah, so I only do trail. I don't do road.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do road.
Well, there's a treacherous trail. Yeah. Trails are treacherous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've fallen multiple times. Yeah.
So it's not going to be the cancer that gets you.
No, it might be the snake that bites me, or it might be the stick that I fall over.
It's trail running.
Yeah, it might be just trail running. Yeah,
it's trail running, but that's great. But it's important.
It's huge important to me.
It's important because we just did the Survivor's Journey just did on exercising, getting outside.
Yeah,
because I think that exercise, getting outside, is also getting outside of yourself,
meeting new people.
Because we are, as survivors, when you're a patient, you're going through all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you need to figure that out. Mm-hmm. And so being at home is not the way to do it. No. Sitting at home, and even you have your couch days, as you say, but I agree with you. But at some point, you need to change the scenery. And the doctor's office is not that change.
No, it's not. Even though you go to multiple doctor's office, because they try to stack them all on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it's not.
Yeah.
Even seeing downtown Philadelphia, no, that's not a change of scenery.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I mean, when I was first diagnosed, they sent me to almost every department. So I had to go to cardiac. I had to go to
endo, gastro, dermatologist.
You had to go to everyone to see if you were up against, you know what he's going to be up against. So tell me he's going to be all right. And and through the whole thing, I kept telling people, I'm not sick. I don't know why you keep sending me to these people. But to get back to the exercise, it really did. Like for my part, one of the things that I did is, I walked the dog. We had a Yorkie at the time. She was, I don't know how old she was, 10, 9, maybe less than that. But I would be the one to walk her. I walk her in the morning and walk her at night. And I would try to keep that normalcy. Mm-hmm. The problem is I would put on a lead. I couldn't go outside. Yeah. It was the dead of winter and I couldn't go outside. So I walked her around the house. We had an island. I walked her around an island and she was totally confused. But she did it, and because she's used to going, she's used to piddling everywhere. And I was like, no, can't piddle there. We're in the house. But for me, and then she eventually caught on that she wasn't going to go out,
just taking some laps.
But it was normalcy.
Yeah.
Because you can get in your own head real easy.
Real easy.
And you think all these crazy things. Yep. When someone tells you, now we the Survivor's Journey are trying to, as I mentioned to you, trying to change the conversation around cancer, trying to change that negative thinking. Yeah. And that's why I nearly begged you to come and talk to me, because there's plenty of folks out there, survivors, that really aren't on the positive mindset. And they've had their bout, they've had their bad news, and that's where they're stuck. Because every experience they've had, a good friend Glenn Klein was just in here, and he said something similar. All the experiences families had with cancer was bad. Mm-hmm. And that's the stigma that's attached to cancer. Yeah. And that's what I want to eliminate.
Yeah.
Because specifically of people like you. Look at you. Do you know what I mean? I
got some curly, crazy chemo hair.
Yeah, no, it's great.
I just started the little poof back here.
To me, that's how you look. To me, that's how you are.
True. Yeah, you haven't seen me without it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it looks like with longer hair. Yep. I wouldn't even recognize you if you walked in with longer hair. But that's what I want to emphasize to people is that, this is, I've said this before, it's a mental game.
It is.
You can come at me with all the statistics and all the evidence you want to. But my own experience and yours is as well. This is a mental game. It's what you think of it.
Yeah.
And I think it makes a world of difference for people, that they get into that right mindset that they're, woe is me. It's not the right time to do this.
Yep.
And I get it. You have listen, nobody knows better than me that you have all these things working against you. You have finances, you have your work, you have family. People are counting on you for all this stuff. You need to be the emotional anchor. You need to do all these things for all these other people. And you have to fight for yourself. But I think the positivity is the biggest thing I want to give to people.
Yeah.
There's hope, and there's always hope. I don't, and I can say this now. I'm in relapse now, but there's hope. Yeah. And there's always hope.
100%.
Where you can find it and go that way. I mean, I've lost friends because of where I'm at. I can't do the negativity. I won't do it. And I understand you've been through your journey and you've been through this, but that's not me. That's not how I'm going. We talked about statistics.
Yeah.
Did you look up anything on the internet when you were first diagnosed?
Oh yeah. 100%. And I love my chart. I'm very thankful to have my chart, but you get your results before the doctor calls you.
Yes.
And that, like, oh my gosh, what does that little thing mean? And you're Google. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Like, why? I just put myself in a negative mindset when it really could be nothing.
That's right.
And that's scary.
It is scary.
To do that to yourself, and then maybe the doctor's on vacation, they don't get back to you. You're sitting there for 2 to 3 days, and it is just thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
I will say, I also think going to the idea of like survivorship and having cancer conversation is so important. It's also important to say, I need a therapist, and it is okay to have mental health, and it is okay that I need to reach out and have a therapist, and there should be no stigma attached to that.
Absolutely.
And I think in this day and age, there is some still stigma attached to that also.
Amen, sister. Absolutely. And Survivor's Journey did a podcast on that. Dr. Nick Torek, who's a good friend of ours, he came on and said it's something similar, but people are more and more saying, I've got an issue.
Yeah.
Erin, they're dark days.
They're dark.
I readily admit I've had dark days.
Yep.
Dark days.
Yep.
Where I'm not going to see Thursday, Yep. And I know that's going to happen, but here I am. Yep. I've seen a ton of Thursdays. I've seen 10,000 Thursdays. Mm-hmm. But I do think you're right. I 100% right. And our next podcast, which is happening April, the 9th, it's this second Wednesday of April, is going to be a deeper dive into things like survivor's guilt, things like those kind of things, and getting help, asking for, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Because some people are just, excuse me, how do you get to that point?
Right.
But how do you get yourself to ask for that? We struggle.
Yeah.
We struggle.
I didn't want something to be wrong with me.
You didn't want something wrong. But here's the thing. Here's the way I look at it. I had a pain and I said something to my doctor. I had a dark thought. I'm damn well going to say something to my doctor.
Yep.
Because I don't know if they asked, but every time I would go in for an appointment, they'd say, do you have any strange thoughts?
As long as they're looking at me to ask that question, I'm okay.
Really?
Sometimes I feel like, and this is just like out to the medical world, like if you are asking a person, are you having some of those thoughts? Please look at them in the eye and ask that question. Don't be typing on your computer, because facial expressions say so much more sometimes than just your words.
That's great.
So if you are out there, please ask and look that person in the eye.
That's great. No, that's true. Truly. And I had a friend of mine who was a PA. He took care of me. Mm-hmm. And he would put his arm on my arm, and he'd say, "What's going on?"
Yep. Eye contact.
Didn't actually say it.
Yep.
But he said, "What's going on?" I said, "I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me." And so I was offended by a lot of this stuff.
Yep.
At first I was offended. I was like, what are you? I'm saying, what are you talking about? Look at me.
Yep.
But in hindsight, it was the smartest thing to do.
Yep. For sure.
Because you think you're strong. I thought I was the strongest person I know.
No. Not when you have a port in you and you're getting jabbed every week.
Pretty regularly.
And sucks.
You've lost your hair. You can't control that.
Nope.
can't control the fact that you lost 30 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever it is.
Hey, I gained it.
And
I didn't lose it. I gained it.
Well, listen, there's lots of people that would take it from you. So wonderful. Listen, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh no, we're gonna have this like second part of this.
Okay,
we're gonna have a second part.
I think that you should have me and Carrie, and we're gonna kick you out, and it should be me and Carrie.
Listen, I'm all for that.
Carrie and I just had a podcast in there, so we'll just make it all over again.
That's great, but thank you for coming in.
You.
I appreciate it. I thank you, and it's wonderful. And thank you for your positivity and staying positive.
Yes, and good luck as you go through your treatment.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers.